I'm Joel Johnson, and today we're answering the question, what is a trust? Everybody knows they should do some estate planning, but typically we start thinking about that when we're older, in our 50s, in our 60s or 70s and so on. And part of that is, should I have a trust? Now, I want you to think of a trust as a separate entity, almost like a corporation, where we set up this corporation or trust, we put money into it, or we might put a house into it or other assets into it, and then we get to control the way that is distributed. So I could say, I'm going to put money into a trust at my death, and my kids don't get all the money in one lump sum. They have to get the money in maybe monthly checks for as long as the money will last. Or they don't get any money until age 35 or age 40. That's a trust. That's a separate entity with rules that I can set up before I die. Some people like to say, well, I can control the money from my grave, and that's exactly correct. And a lot of people set up trusts for that control. They don't want their money to be spent in a way that doesn't match up with their values. Other things that trusts can do, they can protect your money from going to a divorce. If I have a son that gets married and they get divorced and I give that money directly to my son, there's a possibility that his ex-wife can go after that money. That can't happen, or I can prevent that from happening with a trust. Some trusts are irrevocable, meaning I can set one up and I can't change it. I have one of those. Some trusts are what we call living trusts, where I can put the money in, but I still control it. I can take it out anytime I want. So there are different types of trusts. Who should have a trust? You should sit down with an estate planning expert, either a certified financial planner that knows how to do estate planning or an attorney that specializes in estate planning, and have a conversation whether you should have a trust. And a lot of it's going to have to do with your goals, your dreams, your desires for your money. You could have a trust for tax planning. You could have a trust to avoid probate. You could have a trust to protect assets while you're alive. And you can have a trust to control money after you're gone. If you enjoyed this topic and you want to hear more, just click on the link.